Hello everyone, welcome back to these team recaps. We finished the North for the AFC and NFC, but now we're going to move into the AFC East reviews. So here with the Buffalo Bills, last year they had that issue with Freeman. Bruce Gradkowski came in and took them to the playoffs. So Gradkowski did fantastic, but of course playoffs, he wasn't going to be that caliber. They did draft Christian Ponder, who will sit behind Gradkowski to start the year, but it's not going to be long until Ponder gets a chance to play, and based on his overall, his chance to fail. They did sign D'Angelo Williams. They have Justin Forsett, Lawrence Maroney, and DJ Kareem. Jacoby Jones has been their standout receiver these past few years. He's in his fifth year now. Really top-notch receiver there. Look, 1,100 yards 2 times in the last 3 years. 8 touchdowns every year in the last 3 years. So he's their main man. They didn't really get many good options. I mean, like Mike Sims-Walker. I think that's Mike Williams there. That's Dexter Jackson. But they do have Jake Long, who's been a reliable left tackle, and Javari Evans. Hawley and Barnes, not doing great. Dotson is a 6'9" right tackle. So really excited for him. I mean, he's pretty decent with this team. Tight end is Tony Scheffler, Brandon Myers, and Hausler. This is not a very optimistic offense. The fact that Mike Munchak got them to the playoffs last year, he was on the hot seat, and he saved himself. But I don't think they're going to do much this year. We look at Albert Hainsworth, Woodley, Weaver. They do have Kareem Jackson, one of my favorite players around this time. Tracy Porter, Martin, Pender. They do have Taylor Mays and Brian Dawkins, the old veteran, because the Eagles moved on from him, and I'll talk about that when I talk about the Eagles. But Osi Umenyiora, Larry English, Justin Durant, McKillop. As you can see, there's no other than Hainsworth. They don't really have that star defensive player. So, I mean, Woodley's pretty solid. Their DBs are just average, but they don't have anyone dynamic. So I'm not betting much on them. And then we have Brown and Mormon as their kicker punter. So even though they made the playoffs last year, this division is so much tougher, and they have 2 teams that could win the Super Bowl each year. But we're going to go to the Dolphins now. And Dolphins now have Coach Jim Harbaugh as their head coach. So new coach here. Herm Edwards is out. And John Harbaugh had this, I think, the 2nd overall pick, and he gets Cam Newton. So rookie Newton gets the start. Running back, they have Steven Jackson, who's injured, and he has not had the career in real life that he has in this franchise. It's been pretty rough for him. As you can see, really starting like 2005, never has had 1,000 yards rushing. He's had some good touchdowns, but just from injuries to low overall. But he is their guy. We do have Joe McKnight, Chris Perry. I think that's like Ray Williams or something like that. What is it? Ryan Williams, rookie this year, but I'm not expecting much from him. We have Jordy Nelson, Hartline, Michael Jenkins, who has regressed over the years. He was a very good receiver for them, but he has been declining. And so Will Franklin, Dustin Keller, Cumberland Schmidt. O-line, as you can see, Trent Williams. They did trade away. They traded, I forget his name, but he went to the Vikings. We already had that video, so you can go back and look at who the guy was. But he was an old tight end, old left tackle in the upper 80s. But they wanted Trent Williams to get the start. I mean, he's only, 23 years old. He's superstar. He's going to be the starting left tackle in the future for Miami. Maniwa, Nick Hardwick, Carl Nix, Trueblood, all on the offensive line. Defense, they have Mike Patterson, backup DT there, not great, or the second DT, Ryan. They do have McBride. I might try to get Parnell McPhee up here too, even though he's only a 66 overall. They did get John Abraham a while ago, one of their bets. So they have 2 decent pass rushers, or they have a run stopper, pass rusher, and then we're just living with that. Travis Fisher, Aaron Ross, Gilchrist, Carey, Schweigert, and let's see, which Williams is that? They do have Tank Williams, the old man, 31-year-old. They may need to really work on that. But Bobby Carpenter, Thomas Howard, and James Laurinaitis, a good young kind of core here. I mean, we got Carpenter and Howard, some of the more, they were drafted the same year, same draft. Laurinaitis, main man there from Ohio State. But again, competing against this division, I mean, you got Sam Koch and Ettinger. I don't see the Bills or the Dolphins having much success this year, specifically because, as you're going to see with the Jets and the Patriots, why I don't think they have much of a shot. And so here we are with the Jets, who have had 2 back-to-back league MVPs. All right, so I mean, if I go back to the league here, can I see league history? So last year, Clinton Portis was the MVP. Year before that, it was Super Bowl MVP. Why can't I see that? Okay, Brady was MVP. Alex Smith was MVP 3 years ago. So it's in Smith, then it was Brady, and then it was Clinton Portis. So 2 out of the last 3 years, it has been the Jets, and 3 out of the last 3 years, it has been these 2 teams, the Jets and the Patriots. So looking at the lineup here, why are they so powerful? Of course, Alex Smith and Clinton Portis, of course. We have Andre Brown, Powell, but really it's Clinton Portis. Percy Harvin, Derek Hagan from the Packers. They do have Roby, Weems, Bird. And even though they are just normal dev, they have really risen with Alex Smith throwing them the ball. I don't remember which Brown is this. So Levi Brown, I don't know. Do I have 2 Levi Browns? I might have double checked that. But we got Levi Brown here with the Jets, Gibson, Wisniewski, Urbic, and Hills. Mercedes Lewis, Tammy, and Aaron Hernandez. Hernandez really should be rated higher than that. I think whoever made these rosters just didn't like him as a person, which no one does. But he was a pretty good football player. We have Dominic Rogers-Cromartie, Wade, Nate Clements, the old man, Owens at corners. Kerry Rhodes, who really should have progressed way better than he is right now, but 29-year-old, now he's normal dev. They do have Otagwe, Kirk Morrison, Hayes, McIntosh, and then McIntosh came from Cleveland. Ndamukong Suh, Jason Jones on the inside. We got Kiwanuka and Olshansky. So really decent defense there. They have their solid front. They got Suh as the run stopper, Kiwanuka the pass rusher, Morrison the middle linebacker, and then Rogers, Cromartie, and Clements the DBs. So they have at least a star in each of their level. And then there's Scobie and Plackmeyer. So defense might be a little more weaker for them, but it's really this offense from Smith, Portis, and Harvin, and Lewis. They are tough to beat. And now we'll move to the 2-time Super Bowl champions, back-to-back Super Bowl champions. They've won 3 Super Bowls. Brady is 3-0. So in real life at this time, he was 3-4, right? Because he won the 2 early. And then he lost the Giants. Right now, he is still perfect in my franchise. And what we'll see here is obviously Tom Brady. And then they have Jamal Charles, Hunt, and then they did draft Ridley. They traded away Randy Moss, who's like an 82 overall now, to the 49ers. So they keep Andre Johnson, Brandon Tate, Josh Morgan. These 3 receivers have been very good, and when Randy Moss was there, Moss was hurt for a while, Johnson was hurt for a while, so Tate and Morgan just rose to the occasion. They have Johnny Knox. I did draft Chris Hogan, who was a real undrafted player that they drafted, because we all know how much Belichick likes people like Hogan. We have also Leonard Pope, who's been the 6'8" tight end for Brady. Jeff King and Lance Kendricks just drafted this year. Vollmer, even with Austin Howard as the backup, so he could be a starter somewhere. Yanda and Peters, really the anchors on this defense. They do have Eric Steinbach from the Baltimore Ravens, and then Damian Woody. But on their defense, ever since they got Champ Bailey, they became elite on defense. And then Nick Collins, my goodness, this man who was with the Packers in real life, was drafted to the Patriots, and he became a Super Bowl MVP. Nick Collins, man, what a pro. They do have Thomas Davis Sr. They have Dansby. Their middle linebackers are trash, but Marvin Mitchell and McClellan. They do have good pass rushers in Griffin and Hughes, as well as Bunkley, who is technically a left end, but I'm putting him at center because not center, but DT, just because it makes more sense to get Griffin and Hughes more playing time, because Hughes was a first round. Jerry Hughes was a first round pick last year. We had Surtain being re-signed was huge for them. I thought he'd retire, and then I thought he'd leave us for more money, but the Patriots were able to re-sign him. So they have that veteran presence with him and Bailey. They do have Lancaster and the Corey Graham, who is a bit younger, 26 years old. He would have been the starting cornerback had Surtain retired. Then special teams, they have Zastradil and Swisham. But there's the Patriots, and so I think it's going to be Patriots, Jets, Dolphins, Bills is the best prediction I have for this AFC East. So let me know your thoughts, who you think is going to be the top-notch teams in this AFC East. Do you think it's the Patriots and the Jets? Do you think the Dolphins or the Bills can surprise? Well, let me know. Leave a like, leave a comment, and thanks for watching.